Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So it's another wintry day here in Israel, and I understand that it's Boxing Day in the United States and maybe even in the UK, I'm not sure. And news are coming out about Tom Bauer writing a second edition to his book. I'm not sure if it's a second edition or if it's a second book, but the rumors are that this book is going to come out next spring or summer. And there are all sorts of rumors about what is going to come out in it, whether it is going to elaborate about the time when Doria was absent from her daughter's life, or whether it's going to elaborate about the mystery of the children and what happened then on January 14th in Liverpool. Now, Lady C, in her latest two videos, and if you haven't watched them, I really recommend them. They are very long, but she's been very, very secretive, but also very telling. I mean, she's talking about the 14th of January and something that happened on the 14th of January. And if you recall, apparently people that have a lot of memory or do the research, apparently what happened on the 14th of January, it's the time when Meghan was wearing that purple dress in which there was something that fell down her to her feet in that dress, and this is probably what Lady C was referring to. We don't know, but there are many people that are or rumors that are flying around about the children. And if you watch the Royal Grift's latest videos about Netflix documentary, and if you didn't, I really recommend them. She's showing there that the children's photographs in the documentaries are not consistent, that there are all sorts of scenes in which it's very evident that they are not the same children photographed, and at least in the scene when they are filming Lilibeth's first birthday and Archie is climbing on the table, I said that as a pediatrician, if I had seen such a distance between parents and children, I would have called a social worker to go into that family and check for signs of abuse. So, but the Royal Grift was actually brilliant because she showed how they used the same piece of footage, the same footage in different parts of the documentary, claiming that it was in different times. It was amazing. I mean, she was actually showing how they were wearing the same clothes, the scenery was just the same, and they claimed that at the beginning of the documentary it was a different place and a different time, and in the ending of the documentary it was a different place and a different time. It was as if they believed that we are fools and we cannot see that they are showing us the same footage twice. So there are a lot of smoke and mirrors in there, and I just wonder what is Tom Bauer going to uncover. So I was searching all sorts of spreads today about writing, about revelations, and I came up with this 7-card story starter spread that sounded like something that might fit in this occasion. And it's a spread that I've never used before, so it's the first time I'm going to use it. And I hope that it will help us uncover some of the things that Tom Bauer will uncover in his book. Now, this time I'm not going to pre-order the hard copy. I will wait for the Kindle version and order the Kindle version. I already have the hard copy of the first edition, so to go and order the second edition hard copy sounds really feel foolish, especially since the Kindle version lands in your iPad or in your computer at the same day that the book comes out. And then I will use the literary witch oracle in order to see what kind of writer will Tom Bauer be for his second revenge book. Okay, so let's start by, this is the MONSOON tarot, which is not actually a winter tarot, but it is a monsoon, which is, floods in the Far East, India, and all sorts of Far East countries like Thailand and places like that. And monsoon is terrible rains that are coming and flooding everything. And I believe that Tom Bauer's second book will come and flood Meghan with her lies. But it also brings out some kind of wintry feeling because of the imagery. So I felt that it was fitting for this reading. So let's start by clearing the deck. Wait a minute, I need to do that once again. Okay, and let's start asking. So, what kind of book will Tom Bauer's second book about Meghan Markle will be? What kind of character will he make of Meghan Markle? What will be the flaws that he will show us? What will be the influences, conflicts that he will show us? And what kind of revelations will we get from the second installment of Revenge by Tom Bauer? So what kind of book will Revenge by Tom Bauer, the second edition, will be? What kind of book will Tom Bauer write about Meghan Markle for the second edition of Revenge? Okay, so I am cutting into 3. And the first card is the character, which is Meghan, or how is he going to, just going to make sure that it's upright. So how is he going to describe her? And the card that I'm getting is Judgment. Okay, so Judgment is a card of change. And it is a very necessary change. This is a very difficult change. It is a change that is very hard, a very difficult process of change. Now, this is a card that I always tell you that this is, I always tell you the story about the butterfly and the cocoon. And this is a change that is coming. So, first of all, Tom Bauer is going to create a very big change. This is one thing that he's going to come out in this book. He's going to announce a very big change in Meghan Markle's image by this book. And this change will not nullify what we already knew about her, but it will not change who she is, but it will add on to what we already know. So it will be a very difficult process for her, but this is going to be a very profound, very needed change. So this card comes here. The second card is what will be the fatal flaws in her character that he will show us. And what I'm getting here is the 10 of fire. Now, the 10 of fire is the 10 of wands. And the 10 of wands is the overload. And this is the flaws. Now, if you remember, Meghan Markle always complains that she is the victim. She is always using the victim narrative. And this is a person that is when it isn't negative, and this is her flaw, is self-destructive. A person that is over-ambitious, a person that needs to accumulate, needs success, no matter what the price is. This is a person that will go into quarrels. This is a person that will go into conflicts just to succeed. These are the main flaws that Tom Bauer is going to show us. The resistance, the quarrels, the conflicts, difficulty in taking other people's opinion, difficulty with listening to authority, difficulty in placing borders, difficulty to realize her own limitations. All of those things are the negative aspects of the 10 of wands, which is not an easy card when it is in the upright as it is, but because it is the fatal flaws, it comes in the negative aspects. Okay, so who will be her opponents in this book? Who will he describe as her opponents? And what we're getting is here is 5 of earth. Wow, so 5 of earth, that is the 5 of pentacles. This is destruction and failures that comes because of acting out of feeling threatened. And as I always tell you, the 5 of earth comes after the 4 of pentacles. And the 4 of pentacles is a person that is acting out of feeling threatened, but it doesn't mean that he is really threatened. He actually is standing on 2 pentacles, so he has a good basis. So the threat is not real, but he feels threatened. And because of that, he adheres to what he knows. And this energy leads to the 5 of pentacles. And the 5 of pentacles is an energy of destruction and failure known in advance. So this is a real loss. This is a very difficult place because of the inability to deal with reality, because of the inability to deal with the real problems. So when it is in the opponents, it's even worse, and then we're looking on the negative aspects. So the negative aspects of this card is fear of loss and poverty. And if we're talking about fear of loss and poverty, we're looking at the people that could prevent the loss and the poverty, and that is the royal family. So once again, we're looking at the royal family as the main opponents for Meghan Markle. She is looking at them as the ones that could take her out of this poverty place, out of the loss place. But this is a card of self-destruction. This is a card of failure. This is a card of financial problems. And many people are talking about the fact that they have nothing more to offer. They have nothing more to, nobody will ever want to hire them. I mean, if you are bad-mouthing your previous employer, the royal family, why would anyone want to hire you? Because you might badmouth your next employer. So, and this is actually something that the Duchess of California said. So this is her rights. But this is a person that finds it difficult to get out of the circle of loneliness and difficulty to forgive others on past mistakes, and finds himself in a desperate place. But once again, because we're talking about the fear of loss, the fear of poverty, I believe that the main opponent here is the royal family that can save her from that loss and poverty place. Okay, so what are the external conflicts? And by external conflicts, I mean the physical or environmental factors that are that Tom Bowers can show us as affecting Meghan, but are caused by other people. And what I'm getting here is the page of air. Well, if we're talking about who is the external conflict, I mean, this is the most fitting card because she's always talking about the media, and the page of air is the reporter. And this is the person that is the verbal communication, the person that is talking, the person that is reading, the person that is speaking. So if we're talking about who is the external conflicts, will keep on being the media. She will keep on talking about the media, the reporters that are making her life intolerable. And just in the past week, in Variety magazine, the magazine who gave her such a big stage, the editor came out with a very big article about the fact that Harry and Meghan just don't have anything more to offer, that they just spent their entire value. So they have nothing more to offer in Hollywood. They have no value any longer. So that's in Variety magazine, which is one of the biggest and largest magazines in Hollywood, and everyone in Hollywood reads that. And after gaining front cover and such a big complimentary article about her in Variety magazine. Now that the editor is coming out against them, this is only one more example how the media is coming out against her, and she will be this will be very much influencing her. These are the external conflicts. Okay, the internal conflicts, the things that she is bringing on herself by herself, and we're getting here the World card. So first of all, the World card is a card of perfectionism and her need for perfectionism. Now, once again, remember, this is conflicts. Conflicts, we're talking about the negative aspects of this card. So because this is a card of beginning and ending, but because we're talking about conflicts, her internal conflicts will not allow her to go to end one chapter and to start another. It will be very hard for her to get out of her boundaries, and she will be stuck. Like this person is covered with leaves here. You see, there is no naked woman here that is dancing. This person is covered with leaves, so she will be stuck, and it will be very difficult for her to advance to the next page, next stage, and she will look for perfectionism. She will have difficulty to express herself, and this is all because of her internal conflicts. Okay, so what is going to, okay, wait a minute. Okay, the next card is the interpersonal conflicts, or her problems with our other people, relationships, communication. So let's see what we can see here. And we get the King of Water. And the King of Water, that is the King of Cups. And this is the card that I always get for Harry. The King of Water, that is the deprived king. That is the king that always comes out and whines that he's not getting what he deserves, that he is not getting what he wants, that he needs emotional stability. This is the one that always cries about his mother, that is finding it hard to detach from his mother. And because it is in the negative aspects, because it is a conflict, we are looking at the negative aspect of this card. So it shows that she will cry that he is lazy, that he's not doing enough, that he's slow, that he's not getting out of his comfort zone. They will start holding grudges one against the other. There will be procrastination here, especially from his part. And there will be some kind of a dependency of him on her, especially, mostly, but also codependency, I think. Okay, so the last card is what is going to be the outcome of this book. What are we going to find out? And we're getting the 10 of Air. Oh my God, 10 of Air, that is the 10 of Swords. So this is the rock bottom place. This is the place where I usually tell you that this is the tranquility after the storm, and we're talking about a monsoon here, which is a storm, but it is usually a card that speaks about 4 stages. Making mistakes, then the suffering. After you learn from the mistake, you can actually get up and look at the sunrise that is coming. But here we have no sunrise, okay? What we see here is burning heart. We see here a burning book. We see here a lot of fire, although it's 10 of Air. And we see here a person that is lying on his face, and he's completely torn apart. So this is really a person that is still going through the storm. And this is a person that is unable to start over. So I think that Tom Bauer is going to really crush her. He is going to put her down on her face with the 10 of Swords in her back. He's going to discover and reveal only most of the things that she's keeping secrets. He's going to, I know that people are talking to him. I know he himself said that after he finished the first book, people that didn't want to talk on the record came to him and told him that they wanted to speak. So I suppose that he's going to get to come out with a lot of new information, and this is going to bury Meghan. So this is the result. Wow. Okay, so this is what Tom Bauer's book is going to cause, and this is going to be a major change for Meghan. Okay, so I cannot wait for this book to come out. So let's see what kind of writer will Tom Bauer be in this book. Because in each book that we write or each thing that we do, we are doing it a little bit differently. So this is the kind of writer, and then we'll get the tool that he is going to use in this, or he's using in this book. So let's clear this part of the deck. Okay, so what kind of writer will Tom Bauer be in writing the second installment of The Revenge? Tom Bauer in the second installment of Revenge. So the writer that I'm getting is Shirley Jackson, family. Okay, let's put it here. And let's take a card for the tool. I love this deck because it's really fun. And then we shall read a little bit about the writer and the tool. Okay, so let's clear this part of the deck. Okay, what tool will Tom Bauer use in order to write the second installment of Revenge? What kind of tool will help Tom Bauer write the second installment of Revenge? Okay, the card that I'm getting is 3. Okay, so let's see. I'm getting the book and I will read it out to you. Okay, so Shirley Jackson was a writer that was usually writing about domestic pleasures, domestic horrors, partnership, and children. She marries the ordinary with the supernatural and often speaks to the inhumanities people endure. Her most famous story on the subject, it's called The Lottery, was written after rural Vermont residents painted a swastika on her house. Her husband was Jewish. So yet keen observation and a sense of humor pervade many of her works, especially her very funny essays on raising 4 kids. And the 3 will help Tom Bauer because it will give him wisdom, good roots, and connections. So these are the things that he will be able to use in order to write this book. So this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.